Circumstances will push you to your limits, but the true mark of strength is not how you act when everything is calm, it's how you respond when chaos strikes. The Stoics believed that emotions are not meant to control us, we are meant to control them. And the way we do that is through discipline, awareness, and daily habits that fortify the mind. You see, emotional reactions are like wild horses. If left unchecked, they'll run you into the ground. But when trained, they become powerful tools for wisdom and self-mastery. Every day you have a choice to let your emotions dictate your actions, or to cultivate the mindset of a philosopher warrior who responds with clarity, not impulse. In this speech, I will share 10 daily habits rooted in Stoic principles that will help you master your emotional reactions. These habits are not about suppressing your feelings, but about harnessing them, about learning to pause, reflect, and act with purpose instead of reacting with regret. Because in the end, self-control isn't just power, it's freedom. Let's begin. 1. Practice the pause. In the heat of the moment, emotions can cloud our judgment. Anger, frustration, or even excitement can push us to react impulsively, often in ways we regret. But the Stoics taught a powerful principle: pause before you respond. This simple act creates space between stimulus and reaction, allowing reason to take control instead of raw emotion. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When something provokes you, take a deep breath, count to 3, step away if needed. This pause interrupts the emotional loop, giving you a chance to assess the situation objectively. Ask yourself, is this reaction necessary? Will it serve me in the long run? The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to channel them wisely. A delayed reaction often leads to a more measured and strategic response. Over time, this habit strengthens your emotional resilience, making you less vulnerable to external pressures, whether in an argument, a workplace challenge, or an unexpected setback. Mastering the pause keeps your emotions in check and your mind in control. 2. Reframe your perspective. Your emotions are often shaped not by what happens to you, but by how you interpret it. The Stoics believe that events are neutral. It is our perception that assigns meaning to them. This means that by changing your perspective, you can control your emotional response. Epictetus said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, is this truly a disaster, or is it an opportunity for growth? Instead of seeing criticism as an attack, view it as a lesson. Instead of seeing failure as defeat, recognize it as a stepping stone. Reframing helps you detach from negative emotions and see situations with clarity. When someone insults you, instead of reacting with anger, realize that their words reflect their character, not yours. When plans don't go as expected, see it as a redirection rather than a setback. By shifting your perspective, you take control of how external events impact your emotions. This practice not only reduces stress, but also empowers you to respond with wisdom rather than react with impulse. 3. Control what you can, accept what you can. One of the core principles of Stoicism is recognizing the difference between what is within your control and what is not. Most of our emotional distress comes from trying to control things that are beyond us, other people's opinions, external events, or unpredictable outcomes. But the truth is, no amount of frustration or anxiety will change what's outside your power. Epictetus put it simply, some things are up to us and some things are not. Your thoughts, choices, and actions, these are within your control. The weather, how others behave, or unexpected circumstances, these are not. When you focus your energy on what you can control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and emotional turmoil. The next time you feel anger, frustration, or disappointment rising, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it is, take action. If it isn't, practice letting go. Acceptance isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It means channeling your energy where it actually makes a difference. Emotional mastery begins the moment you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable and start owning what is truly yours: your response, your mindset, and your actions. 4. Journaling for emotional clarity. The Stoics believed that self-reflection was key to mastering emotions. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through daily journaling, writing down your thoughts, reactions, and experiences to gain clarity and control over your emotions. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoic thinkers, practiced this daily. His personal writings, now known as meditations, were never meant for an audience. They were his way of processing emotions, challenging irrational thoughts, and reinforcing Stoic principles. He used journaling to remind himself to stay calm, focus on virtue, and avoid being controlled by external events. When you feel overwhelmed, take a moment to write. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is my reaction justified? What would a wise person do in this situation? Writing forces you to slow down and analyze your emotions logically rather than reacting impulsively. Over time, this habit helps you identify emotional patterns, detach from negativity, and cultivate a more rational mindset. Journaling isn't about dwelling on problems, it's about gaining perspective and reinforcing control. By putting your emotions into words, you transform confusion into clarity and chaos into calm. 5. Daily negative visualization. One of the most powerful Stoic practices for emotional control is negative visualization, mentally preparing for worst-case scenarios so that when difficulties arise, they don't shake you. Instead of fearing what might go wrong, you acknowledge it in advance, reducing the emotional impact. Seneca advised, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." If you anticipate potential setbacks, insults, or losses, they lose their ability to provoke a strong emotional reaction. When you imagine losing something, a job, a relationship, or even your comfort, you begin to appreciate it more and become mentally prepared to endure hardship. Each morning or night, take a few minutes to visualize challenges you might face that day or in life. Picture yourself handling them with composure. What if someone insults you? What if your plans fall apart? Instead of reacting emotionally, imagine responding with wisdom and control. This practice doesn't make you pessimistic, it makes you resilient. By rehearsing difficulties in your mind, you train yourself to remain unshaken when they actually happen. You are not caught off guard, and your emotions remain in your control. 6. Detach from outcomes. Emotional suffering often comes from attachment to specific results, wanting things to go exactly as planned, expecting people to act a certain way, or fearing failure. The Stoics taught that true peace comes from focusing on your efforts, not the outcome. Epictetus said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather wish that what happens be the way it is, and you will be happy." This means accepting that while you control your actions, you do not control how things unfold. You can prepare for an exam, but you don't control the results. You can work hard at a job, but you don't dictate promotions. To practice this, shift your mindset from expectation to intention. Do your best, but detach from whether you succeed or fail. If things don't go as planned, remind yourself, "I did my part, the rest is beyond me." This keeps your emotions balanced and prevents disappointment from ruling your state of mind. By letting go of rigid expectations, you free yourself from anxiety and frustration. Focus on effort, accept results, and you will remain emotionally unshaken. 7. Use logic over emotion. When emotions run high, logic often disappears. The Stoics taught that reason should always guide your actions, not fleeting emotion. Reacting based on impulse can lead to regret. while responding with logic leads to clarity and control. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that instead of letting anger, fear, or frustration dictate your actions, take a step back and analyze the situation rationally. Ask yourself, is my reaction based on facts or feelings? Will this matter a week, a month, or a year from now? What is the most reasonable response? By questioning your emotions, you weaken their grip. Instead of yelling in anger, pause and think. Instead of stressing over the unknown, focus on what is certain. This habit rewires your mind to favor calm analysis over reckless reaction. Emotions will always arise, but they don't have to control you. By choosing logic over emotion, you become the master of your mind instead of its prisoner. 8. Surround yourself with calm minds. Emotions are contagious. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly angry, anxious, or dramatic, their energy will influence you. The Stoics understood the importance of choosing your environment wisely. Who you spend time with affects how you think and react. Seneca warned, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." This means seeking out individuals who are level-headed, rational, and emotionally balanced. If you find yourself in a stressful situation, observe how calm people handle it and learn from them. Likewise, if someone constantly fuels negativity, distance yourself or set clear boundaries. To practice this daily, be mindful of who and what you engage with. Avoid unnecessary arguments, gossip, and drama. Instead, surround yourself with those who inspire wisdom and composure. If you can't change your environment, focus on strengthening your inner calm so that external chaos doesn't pull you in. By choosing your company wisely, you create a space where your emotions are not hijacked by others, but guided by your own discipline and control. Now breathe and ground yourself in moments of emotional turbulence. The simple act of breathing can be a powerful tool for regaining control. Stoic practice emphasizes the importance of self-regulation, and one of the easiest ways to do this in the heat of the moment is through deep, mindful breathing. When stress, anger, or anxiety arise, your body enters fight or flight mode, flooding your system with adrenaline. Breathing deeply slows this reaction, signaling to your brain that you're safe and in control. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. This technique, known as box breathing, helps calm the nervous system. Additionally, grounding yourself through physical sensations can anchor you in the present moment. Focus on your feet on the ground, the feel of your hands on an object, or even the sensation of your breath moving in and out of your body. This simple practice shifts your attention away from your emotions and onto something neutral and stable, creating space to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In the chaos of life, taking a moment to breathe and ground yourself allows you to regain your emotional equilibrium and face challenges with clarity and calmness. The Stoics believed that self-reflection was essential for growth and emotional mastery. Each day is an opportunity to learn from your experiences, and by reflecting on your actions, you gain valuable insight into how you can improve your emotional responses. Before bed, take a few minutes to review your day. Reflect on moments where you reacted emotionally. Were those reactions helpful, or could you have responded more thoughtfully? Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? This practice isn't about self-criticism, but self-awareness. By acknowledging your emotional triggers and recognizing your strengths, you create a feedback loop that improves your behavior over time. For example, if you lost your temper in a situation, recognize it, but also identify what caused it and how you can prevent it next time. Reflection helps you detach from the emotion of the moment and view your actions with a clearer, more rational mind. This practice reinforces the Stoic mindset of constant improvement, and over time, it strengthens your ability to respond to emotions with wisdom, not reaction.